Thomas Jefferson. When his name is uttered by men, it brings to mind a president, an intellectual, a scientist, father, and many other things. Thomas Jefferson was a complicated man, interested in about virtually everything. He had a keen mind for the law, the sciences, history, diplomacy, and even religion. He was shy, yet took key roles in the government and in committees. He was a legislator, a governor, a diplomat, and a president. He seemed to be a man fitted to almost any role you placed him in. While we can laud his accomplishments and speak highly of him with flourishing words and phrases, what can we speak about him when it comes to his legacy? Many will talk about his drafting of the Declaration of Independence, his buying of the Louisiana Purchase, expanding the overall size of America. Even in his correspondences later in life with a friend turned bitter rival turned friend again, we learn more about Jefferson. There are many legacies that Jefferson left. To pick one leaves many out, yet sometimes it's best to speak and give light to one of his many legacies that he's left the world with. Jefferson, early on, was dedicated to the promotion and establishment of liberty. But liberty in and of itself is a word that has well over 200 different meanings. So how did Jefferson define and promote liberty? Jefferson had in mind three essential liberties: freedom of thought, freedom from tyrannical political authority, and freedom in choosing and applying one's livelihood. Such liberties were never to be abridged or denied by any man-made institution. Jefferson saw these three essential ideas as the cornerstone of liberty. To him, these three were first and foremost a gift from God, and therefore could not and should not be restrained by the hands of either man, by government, or by force. There were natural rights. Though reading and studying, it seems, however, Jefferson saw the freedom of thought as the first and most important of the three essential liberties, as it was needed for the others to thrive and survive. Freedom of thought. So what was freedom of thought according to Jefferson? To him, it was the freedom to reason, thus liberating the energy and the passions and the force of ingenuity. Jefferson saw this again as a God-given gift to man, but it had to have the freedom in order to be developed. Reason was an instrument employed to comprehend, analyze, and discriminate between sense impressions. Reason was also to be used in discovering and defining both man's natural rights and the civil liberties of Americans, and in fixing them firmly in civil legislation. Liberty and reason were conceptually interdependent ideas because without liberty, there was little opportunity to develop reason. This is why Jefferson was such a vocal proponent for public education. He felt that all Americans, in fact all men, should have access to the tools needed to develop their minds to reason, think, and therefore understand freedom, government, and what liberty was. To defend and protect one's freedom and liberty required the knowledge and ability to first understand. Without knowledge, tyranny takes hold. Jefferson wrote to George White, No other sure foundation than education can be devised for the preservation of freedom and happiness." Jefferson further promoted while governor of Virginia that a common school system was the keystone of the arch of our government. Only once late in his life did Jefferson attempt a formal definition of his idea of freedom. Liberty, he wrote to Isaac Tiffany in 1819, is unobstructed action according to our will, but rightful liberty is unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. Jefferson and his views on what liberty was and how it should be jealously protected from men and his institutions was unchanging throughout his life. In his first inaugural, he stated, "The best government was one which shall restrain men from injuring one another, which shall leave them otherwise free to regulate their own pursuits of industry and improvement, and shall not take from the mouth of the laborer the bread that it has earned. He saw that government should not interfere with the citizens' free right to the unbound exercise of freedom and freedom of opinion, therefore, hopefully, minimizing the dangers of tyranny and optimizing the free citizens' ability to remain free and maintain their liberty.